Great parts about the Siniard Law Show is we have an opportunity to put a spotlight on programs and people who are doing wonderful things in our community. Joining us today are two directors from the Boys and Girls Club, Angie Brockman, who is the literacy director, and Angela O'Neill, who is the STEM director. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us today. We'll start with you, Angela. Tell us just how many Boys and Girls Clubs there are in town and what you do, what you provide for the community.
Sure. So we're Boys and Girls Club of North Alabama. It's actually 12 locations across the North Alabama area. We have 5 locations in the greater Huntsville area, 3 locations in Decatur. We have 1 all the way over in Scottsboro, and you go all the way over the other side. We have 1 location in Athens. If you go to the state line, we have 1 up in Ardmore. So we serve over 1,000 children a day in our after school and out of school time format. So that's going to be whenever schools are not in, we are. And we're actually open from 2:30 in the afternoon all the way to 7 o'clock in the evening, and that's for working parents, for anybody who needs any extra special enrichment, childcare. We provide food, we provide homework assistance, we provide basketball and sports, and in my specific things, I do science and technology with kids. So we have dedicated STEM spaces across all of our locations where we can do computer science, robotics, 3D printing, regular lab chemistry stuff, and we do a lot of that stuff. So they have access to these things every single day with us.
And Angie, your specialty is literacy, which is so critical. So how do you help the kids in Boys and Girls Club do better when it comes to literacy?
Well, Erin, we have an approach where we have like 3 parts to our literacy program, and one is enrichment. So all of our kids receive literacy enrichment, which they're activities, books that are given to the education program, and they get this every month. And then the second part is we have what we call our intervention program for all of the children that can't seem to keep pace with what they're learning in school, so they've fallen behind in reading. And we have volunteers. We have college interns who work in this program, and they're trained to work with the kids. And some of the kids just need practice reading, because we know, like with sports or anything else, it's practice that makes, you know, a person get better with something, including reading. And then our third program, or part of our literacy program, is our family engagement program. So we feel if we can let parents just see that they can play easy literacy games at home with their children, just things as simple as a hula hoop with paper plates with sight words on them where they toss it in like a frisbee. Just
it makes
simple.
It fun.
It makes it fun for the kids, and it doesn't cost a lot of money to do that kind of thing. So those are the 3 prongs for our literacy program.
And then your STEM program is pretty developed. Tell me about how that started and how it's filtered out to all of the clubs.
Yeah, so we were really fortunate in 2016 to get actually a grant from Raytheon at the time, it's RTX now, to put a STEM Center of Innovation in our Williams Club that's inside of Williams Elementary School. What that did was got me on staff, and I was 15 hours a week. I was part-time. And what we found from having kids with a dedicated space with dedicated STEM instructor is that their interest in STEM careers went up 2 and 3 times. So we went from 40% interest in STEM all the way up to 86% interest in STEM in just that one first year. So
because they didn't know about it.
Right. So, and it's access, right? So that was a type of thing with daily access. You got to really kind of know equipment and things like that. So then we kind of said, okay, we need to put these spaces in all of our clubs. So we had like a 3-year process. Really, I think we did it in 2, where we actually got funding and got these dedicated spaces. And then finally we're like, okay, we have spaces, we have stuff, we have no one who knows what a heck a 3D printer even is or how to run it, and if it breaks, what are we gonna do? Angela's only one person, which is true. I was getting to be full-time at that point. And then, so we started in 2021 our STEM intern program. So we started with 2 interns, both of them from UAH, and they were a biology major and electrical engineering major. And so what they are is they are specialists. So they just like Angie's program has specialists that just work in literacy, my program has specialists of interns that work just in STEM. So they're engineering majors, computer science majors. I also have a partnership with STEM Teach at Alabama A&M. So those are secondary ed math majors for the most part, and they run the program completely. So it's just me and a bunch of college kids, which is really great. They're walking, talking role models for our kids. Sure. They not only have the technical ability to be able to troubleshoot things, they are wanting to go into these career fields. So they can say, yes, look at me, I look like you. And I'm interested in coding, and I like math, and I like robots. You should too. And then all of a sudden, they're like little rock stars walking around our clubs because
very influential.
They're 22 and cool and interesting, and they happen to like computers. Holy cow! That's like I can't do that work. That is work that I cannot I'm not nearly as cool as my interns are. And so we've been able to give them projects that are interesting to the intern, therefore they're excited about what they're teaching, so therefore we get kids that are excited about it, and our data is really coming back. We do a lot of data analysis. We analyze, like we talk to kids with case management, with literacy. We do a lot of we actually survey every single kid in our clubs, age 9 and above, every year for how they're doing on a variety of different objects. And we've really found that that level of engagement really does make a difference in careers. We have 50% of our graduating seniors are going into STEM careers. So we know that this actually works. It's definitely playing the long game. I mean, it takes a while to get kids to really think about these careers if they've never heard of this stuff before.
But you're getting them started so early. That's really great.
Yeah, and I can be selfish about this. My child started out in the program in 2nd grade when I first started. She's going to major in mechanical engineering this fall. So it does work, and I have again, personal stakes in this. But I love to see just a kid that was 7 who was just super interested in coding is now a computer science major. And that's really cool to be able to just help a kid through those processes in it. And it's not like every single child needs to be those things, but it's very gratifying for us because we get to see kids, for all of us, it's kind of the coolest thing about working for the club. We get to watch kids grow up, and we get to step along with them in their life journey. And it's really very, very fun.
And Angie, you're hoping to expand your program so that you have something similar to what's happening with STEM,
yes,
but with literacy.
Yes, so we're starting to interview right now to get some college interns, to get maybe some retired teachers that want to come and help with this project. So, yeah.
That would be fantastic. So anybody who's interested in Boys and Girls Club having their child participate, what should they do?
So we have certain schools that we will bus from. So if they're interested in being in the Boys and Girls Club, they just need to check and make sure that their school is part of our program. That doesn't mean that they can't come. We can, we work that out with pretty much everybody. We never turn anybody away for any reason at all. And if you're an adult and you want to get involved, there's volunteering. All that information is straight on our website, and you can volunteer in lots of different ways. We have plenty of engineers and those technical people that live in town. Sometimes they really want to help with robots, and sometimes they want to play basketball, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that you want to do those
role
things
models,
too.
right? Of all ages and of all types.
And then I would be remiss to say that if you are a company and you are interested in financial support, that's the thing with my program is tech isn't cheap. We have to keep putting new stuff into things. So there's always opportunities like Angie, books are not free, and if we're giving out books to kids, there's so those types of things. So if companies want to be involved, there's lots of different opportunities for a company to be involved as well.
You guys are doing God's work. It's wonderful, wonderful that you are in our community. We appreciate you both so much, and thank you for sharing with us about Boys and Girls Clubs.
Thank you for having us.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with more Siniard Law Show. We'll hear from you and your questions.
Our firm